In the game, if you fall, just get back up and push through all the pain. Golden game, be big, best in the game. Yeah, Philip S gon' help you out. Come on and learn today. Run the play, be
big. It's Philip Edge.
What is going on, good people? It is your guy, Philip Edge. You know exactly what it is. We are here. It's Thursday. It's lunch and learn time. And somebody said y'all was looking for me. You know what I'm saying? So we had to come and jump on this thing today, man. Lunch and learn. Got a special guest today. None other than the CEO of Unapologetic Merch. God bless the entrepreneur himself, Mr. Henry C. Murphy, joining in today and chopping in with us. I'm telling y'all right now, today is going to be an amazing day. Let's go ahead and bring my brother from another end, because it's going down today, man. Henry C. Murphy, what's up, man? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's good, man?
There he is, y'all. Y'all see him. The man, the myth, the legend himself. Man, joining us today as we do Lunch and Learn. And Henry, one of the things that we do on Lunch and Learn, man, we like chopping it up, specifically with business owners, with entrepreneurs. We like for them to go ahead and get their little lunch, take a break. Because sometimes when you're running a business, it's hard to take a break. But listen, we try to give them gems and nuggets on their break so they feel like, you know what, that break was definitely worth it, man. So today we definitely wanted to bring you on, my brother, and just chop it up. So first and foremost, man, tell the people hello, man. Tell the people who you are, what you do, what your brand is, all that good stuff. Yeah, go on and do that, man. Do that for me, Brian.
What's good? What's good, y'all? My name is Henry C. Murphy. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've been doing this about 12 years now. I own brands like Unapologetic Urban Gear. God Bless the Entrepreneur. Upcoming brand is Unapologetic Active, which is an active wear line. I'm also a mentor, speaker, and soon to be author.
So the reality is, what does this brother not do? You know what I'm saying? I mean, literally, Mr. Henry C. Murphy, brother, he's been all over it, and I'm so honored and just, man, I feel overwhelmed almost, man, that we could actually have him so we can chop it up, man. We want to talk a little bit about business, a little bit about discipleship, a little bit about just making this thing happen, because at the end of the day, Henry, this is what I've realized. You ready? Entrepreneurship is hard. Brother, entrepreneurship is not easy, man. Like, I don't know who these people are who, they go online or what have you, and they're like, you just do a little this, a little that, and everything is easy. And it's like, easy. It's not easy, man. It's challenging. It's difficult. Now, here's the thing. It's rewarding, but it ain't easy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And honestly speaking, I see so many people that they feel like giving up because they like, somebody sold me a wolf ticket or something. They said this one thing, and then I started, and now it's something totally different, man. So can you take us back just a little bit, man? What was it like? What was life like, first of all, before even jumping into entrepreneurship? What was it like for you? And then here's a question I really want you to hone in on. What pushed you over the edge to say, I got to dive in and I got to do this entrepreneurial thing?
Oh man, so I won't say that's easy, but I'll say it like this. So I was a restaurant manager, and my store was like one of the top stores, right? I mean, when it came to like inspections, everything was top. It was just, food costs was on, labor costs was on, P&L was just amazing, and the store made like $1 million. And I was like, man, if I can run $1 million store, plus they had me running an additional store, right? So I was the one that kind of went into a store, kind of got rid of everybody who wasn't performing, made it perform, and get back up to level to where it was making money. And I realized, I was like, man, if I could do this for somebody else, man, I could do this for myself. And so all I kept thinking was, as I'm doing these numbers, as I'm going through all of these numbers, I'm like, bro, like, we're doing everything. Now, of course, they provide and, the food, the building, electricity. You got to take all of that under consideration. But the fact that you are running that business made me realize that I can run my own business. And so I just used to dream about, man, I don't know what I'm going to do, but whatever it is, when it's time, I'm gonna strike out. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna strike out because I'm already proving that I can run $1 million business. And so yeah, that was it, bro. That was really the thing that I used to think about. And I used to just dream about running my own business while I was in Checkers every single day. And it was Checkers, bro. I was in Checkers every single day, and I used to be like, yo, I'm gonna run my own business. You feel what I'm saying? And then this is the thing. We were doing things like, I was very unorthodox in my business, which means like I would take a grill man, person who come in on the grill, which is the lowest position at Checkers, and I was making them GMs. And so it was very unorthodox. And at first they didn't trust me because they was like, man, this man got no experience. But I'm like, I didn't have any experience, right? So if I can have no experience and be a GM and run multiple stores, this person that's on the grill, if they got potential, they got potential. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so basically that's what we was doing, bro. We was raising them from grill men to general managers, bro. It was crazy.
I love it.
And so that's kind of what I did, man. And back to your question, what question you wanted me to hone in on? You said?
Yeah, I really want you to hone in. Like, what made you make that jump? Like, you're sitting there, you're at Checkers, you're managing people, y'all you developing people, then all of a sudden you was like, man, I can run $1 million business, right? So what made you say, oh, I'm jumping in, I'm diving in, I'm going 100
Oh
miles an hour?
yeah, yeah. I was getting weary, bro. I knew I was made for more. Not to take away from, anybody with jobs, what I'm saying, jobs are important, but like I knew I was made for more than what I was doing, right? And so it was crazy, man. It was just a couple of people who I would be talking to during the time. One was Will Thomas, one was Scott Free, one was I don't know if for those who know like Butter P from back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
talking with a couple of people, and I was like, "Yo, what made y'all do it?" You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm.
what was it that made y'all jump? I have actually even text Lecrae at the time because he had this song called "Jump." You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like, take a leap, y'all. Take it. I was like, what made you write that song? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm trying to get into people's minds who already done jumped out there.
That's
And
good.
so, man, once I got enough of that information, and my wife was like, look, I trust that God is putting this in you to do. I
Mm-hmm.
did it. Jumped out with Z180, man. And this is the crazy thing, bro. It wasn't making no bread. Maybe
Mm.
$250 a month. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
I was making pretty good money, and so I was like, this is crazy. Like, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I doing? This is crazy. And but I jumped out there, bro, and never looked back ever since. You know what I'm
So
saying? God provided ever since then.
so let me ask you this, because I really want to talk to some entrepreneurs, some small business owners who, they looking at the P&Ls, they looking at the numbers, they looking at things, and right now it's not adding up, right? So I just want to jump into this, brother, because like I said, I want to help some people today. When you were in those places, right, early on, and I would even say, as you've kind of ebbed and flowed throughout your entrepreneurial journey, what helped you to stay and not quit?
Man, it was either I was gonna make this work or I was gonna go work for somebody else.
Mm,
And I was like, I don't want to work for nobody else. I want to work for myself. And I figured that anybody else who made it or did anything to be successful, they had to go through the same thing. And the crazy thing is not talked about a lot, right? For some reason, people don't want to talk about that, but it's the thing that people need the most, right?
right.
They need to know when it's crazy, when it's hard. What do I do? You keep
Mm-hmm.
going. You keep
Mm,
being you keep being consistent. You keep finding new ways to innovate and get what you're doing out there. You feel what I'm saying? But you have to be consistent. I actually just dropped a reel today talking about consistency. When you don't see the numbers, you be consistent. When nobody is watching, you be consistent, because
yeah.
consistency is the recipe.
Woo! Hold on. Yeah, yeah. I had to drop him on in there. Consistency is the recipe, right? And I,
Yeah.
honestly, consistency. My experience has been consistency is a dirty word, bro. Like it
Yeah.
is, because that's where the hard work is, in the consistency. It's not about knowing the idea, like you, God drops the idea in, you get the idea, you see the vision, you know what to do, right? But it's doing what you know that becomes the problem, right?
Yeah.
That that
Yes.
that right there, doing what you know to do, that is so problematic for so many people, because honestly, and Henry, in your experience, I really want you to process this and talk to our people about it. But if God has dropped on the inside of you what to do, right? You know the vision, right?
Hmm.
You've done it. You've written it down, right? You know the steps, or at least a step. Why can't people be consistent? Let's just do a simple one. Posting on social media 3 times a day. So, so,
Hmm.
so, so, I mean, again, like when you just say that, you're like, oh, that's easy.
A lot of people want instant gratification. And in
Mm,
entrepreneurship, instant gratification doesn't happen. You see, every once in a while, somebody does something and it just goes crazy, right? And everybody think that's the wave. No, that's not the wave. That would separate a true entrepreneur from anybody else. It's not instant gratification. You got to know how to put your head down and keep going, right? And the grind is lonely. A lot of
come
people
on.
don't tell you that neither. The grind is lonely. Like, you're not going to be getting these accolades from the side. It's kind of like being a parent, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Your kid might be 26, 27 before they tell you, man, you know what, Pop, you did a good job with me. You know what I'm saying? But you done
right,
grind 27 years. You done
right.
did it all. You feel what I'm saying? You done drove here, drove there, you done sacrificed, you done did all of these things, right? And at the end, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it be at the end, sometimes it don't be at the beginning where you can't see it. You gotta believe it and keep going. You know what I'm saying? And that's what faith is. Faith is believing that thing before you can see it. You gotta keep going like it's already there because it is already there. You just haven't got there. And the only way to get there is consistency. There's no other way to get there.
So you have already dropped several gems, but I don't want to miss this one. You said the grind is lonely, right?
Yes.
The grind is lonely, and again, I need our entrepreneurs, our small business owners, our people who are thinking about this journey, and our people who are dead in the middle of this. I need them to hear that again. When you say the grind is lonely, help the viewers. Like, what do you mean when you say that? Like, the grind is lonely. What does that mean?
Sometimes you don't see the accolades. You know, like, so for instance, when we look at for instance, like when we watch the like the Kanye West joint, right? And you see Jay and all them, and then you see the parties going on, and everybody think it's big. They think it's just that going on, right? Like Jeff Bezos, Amazon had his head down
That's
forever.
right.
Had his head down forever. You never seen him, right?
Mm-hmm.
When he started to peak out, now you wondering why you ordering Amazon 5 days a week. He was the bro.
They come to my house all the time.
Yeah, nobody was there when it was just him saying, I know this can work.
Yeah.
I know this can work. If I just keep putting in the work, I know this can work. Okay, let's do this. Boom, 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 boom. Change it up. Bro, and I think about them and the subsidiaries they have, bro. It's insane, right? It's insane. And this is what I realized. I realized, like, as I'm doing stuff and new things come out, I realize sometimes it's not even the time for them. They just come out. So when you get to a certain point, everything that's in that vault can drop because it'll be time for it. It'll be a time for it because it might be that one vehicle that gets you there, but all that other little stuff you start creating along the way, it just comes. But bro, sometimes the grind is just lonely. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to get to that point all the time at first where you just get all of these accolades and people know who you are. You got to be all right with people not knowing who you are, that you don't even exist. You got to stay focused on your journey. You got to stay focused on it, man. Keep your head down and keep going.
And to that point, because that I think that's key. You have to stay focused on your journey, right? Each of us have a journey, right?
Yeah.
But the way that it's been given to you may be different from the way it's been given to me or to Sally or to Janie or whomever. It's different. So we can't look at other people to say, wow, since Henry C. Murphy did it this way, that's the way that it's gonna be. Now we can take things from Henry. We can be motivated and inspired and watch the journey through your lens, but we also have to understand that the way that you did it may not be the way that I need to do it. And that's where I got to be consistent in walking my journey out, right? In the way that it was given to me. Let me ask you a question. When you first started out with Z180, then on to Unapologetic, because you've had several different brands and things like that, and you were doing it differently, apologetically, no pun intended, right? You were doing it differently. What gave you the courage to step out there, to do things that nobody else was doing? Like what on the inside spoke to you like, step out and do that?
Man, it's crazy. I have this shirt called Faith Got Me Living Risky. It's one of my favorite shirts because I feel like at one point in my life, like when it came to like faith and jumping out and taking risks, I thought it was just for that era, but I realized it's continual. It never stops, right? You will always get to a point where you have to take another leap to do something. You will have to do it, bro. It's no other way around it. You would have to take a leap, man. And I remember with the opportunity that came to me, and I talk about it in the first chapter of my book, so I won't get too long-winded about it, but I'll say like this here. For me, it was touring. No other brand was touring. No other brand. I still don't know a brand that tours, right? Yeah. We were actually going on full tours for year after year after year. And I'm talking about full tours, bro. I'm talking about 20 stops. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and we were just jumping on the road. And that's how I my online business. While other people was already invested in marketing and they was doing it that way, you know what I'm saying? They was running ads on Facebook. I was in front of people's face. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm very personable. I've always been that way. That's why I was in the restaurant business. I'm personable. Like, I like talking to people. And so I figured, look, if I can show up with my brand, let you feel it, the quality of it, and talk to you, oh, it's a no-brainer. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm not just selling you a tea. I'm selling you me, my personality, who I am. You feel what I'm saying? That you can always reach out and touch me, and I still keep that open till this day as much as possible.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where people still can reach out and touch me. You know what I'm saying? And so because I am the brand, you know what I'm saying? All of this stuff flows from who I am. You know what I mean? And that's the same with everybody else. You got to realize that you have to do it your way, though, because if you don't, you kind of cheat yourself. And now it might be something that works for other people that you might can implement. It's good. We should always be learning from each other, right? I think it's entrepreneurs to listen to podcasts, to read a ton of books, and also get with other entrepreneurs in their respective cities and towns, and just glean off each other, right? Whether the good and the bad, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because people love to talk about the good. Nobody loves to talk about the bad, but the things that go wrong in the business is what makes us better to understand it. You know what I'm saying? And the reason I realized something yesterday, and I didn't kind of realize it till yesterday. I said, I made $1 million worth of mistakes. That's worth millions to the next person. You feel? It's either gonna save you millions or make you millions. I promise you, because I made so many of them. Right? I got a lot of things right. But the mistakes that I made, I want to talk about it. And the reason I want to talk about it, so you don't have to avoid those things. Now, you're still going to make your own mistakes. Like, I guarantee you. You know what I'm saying? You're still going to make your own mistakes, because some of even the things that I avoided.
We lost your audio for a second, but I know it's gonna come back in just a second. You must have got a text message or something. But anyways, let me see if we can hear you. Say something for me, Henry. Nope, we cannot hear you. We don't lost your audio. But bro, first of all, let me just say this while you're getting it back together. We are getting so much out of what you're saying and what you're speaking, because at the end of the day, bro, at the end of the day, like, literally, you said something that I think was powerful. And Henry, you have yourself muted. You said you made $1 million worth of mistakes. $1 million worth of mistakes that is going to help somebody to literally like not have to make those mistakes. Like, I heard my mother say it before, and she said, son, I made a whole bunch of mistakes so you don't have to make them, right? I went through this so you don't have to go through this. And that right there, I think from an entrepreneurial standpoint, I think those are things that we can learn from. And try to unmute yourself one more time, Henry. Try to unmute yourself. But those are things that we can definitely learn from. You don't have to go through the same mistakes when you have people who've gone through them. Henry was talking about writing his the book that he's written and writing. The reality is, you know what? Get the book. Get the book and read the book and understand some of the things that he went through and some of the things that he experienced, because when you see and understand some of those things that he went through and that he experienced, guess what? It's going to change the game for you. And if it changes the game for you, guess what? You don't have to do it anymore. You don't have to experience those negative things anymore. And it will help you to get to where you need to be quicker. And that thing right there, that's what you want. You want to be able to minimize. You want to be able to minimize the amount of time it takes you to get from where you are to where you need to be. So what can you do? And I really want you to stop and you think about this. What can you do now? What's the low-hanging fruit that you can utilize now? Okay, that's going to help you to get from where you are to where you need to be. What step do you need to take in your business to get you from where you are to where you need to be? And it don't have to be a big thing, right? For some of you, maybe the step is going online today and telling people what you do. And that's the reality. Tell people what you do. Like a lot of times, I think people think we know what you do. The truth of the matter is, we don't know what you do. So when you can get to the place where you can tell us what you do, guess what? that right there is a game changer because now we know what you do. So it's like, oh, well, I got a t-shirt business. Well, I didn't know you had a t-shirt business. Okay, tell me what you do. Because a lot of times we get mad at people like, oh, man, they just hating on me. They just doing this. But the reality is they just might not know what you do. So what are you going to do to tell people what you do? So I really want you to pause and I want you to think about, the different things that you do and what are some small things that you can pick up today to figure out how in the world you can move from where you are to where you need to be. And I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying to bring Henry back right now. I'm trying to get him back. We're trying to work with the audio just a little bit because that brother today was dropping, he said, they said $1 million worth of game. That's a podcast, by the way. It's a dope podcast. But he said $1 million worth of mistakes. I was like, if Henry, if you ain't using that as a podcast idea, brother, I might have to borrow that one from you right there. I might have to borrow that one because that right there, that is some good stuff. So look, do me a favor real quick as y'all are watching. If you have
Am I on?
There you go, Henry. You back now. You back now.
All right.
Brother, listen. You said $1 million worth of mistakes, man.
Listen, $1 million worth of mistakes, bro. I posted it yesterday when I thought of. I was like, oh my God, because what can happen sometimes, bro. You downplay things that you went through. Like I used to always downplay it, right?
Yes.
Especially when you meet somebody and you've been in the business for 5 years. They be like, hold on, you've been an entrepreneur for 5 years?
Yes.
I said, yeah, I've been for 5 years. Or take the point, bro. Like many people can't say my wife haven't worked for anyone for 12 years, brother.
Come on, man.
For 12 years, right? And so what happens is I would start taking that for granted, which means I would be like, then I meet people and be like,
uh-oh. It was getting good. It was getting good, Henry. It was getting good. Why you muted on me? Y'all, my praying folks out there, y'all go ahead and pray. Y'all know we believe in the power of prayer around these parts right here. And all I know what it is. I know what it is. Henry, look, this is what we gonna have to do because I know your time is short. I know. But what we gonna do? We have to bring you back, man. We got to do a part 2 of this. We got to do a part 2 on this. And listen, when we come back and do part 2, I want to focus on the mistakes. Can we do that? We can do that? Okay. Y'all, he said, yeah, I'm reading his mouth right now. He said, yes, we can do that. So we going to bring this brother back again and talk about the $1 million worth of mistakes. So y'all just going to have to tune in and see when we going to run this thing and run part 2 of this guy right here, man. But with that being said, y'all, our time is almost up. We only give you 30 minutes because we know you got to get back to work. We know you got to get back to doing what you do because you got to make, that scratch, that bread. You got to bless them people. So with that being said, man, we appreciate y'all. We're going to get back to you. Go make a couple mistakes, but don't make all the ones that you need to make. Go follow somebody like Henry C. Murphy on all social media platforms. Go check out Unapologetic merch online. Matter of fact, go buy that shirt, Fear Got Me Living Risky. That's my favorite one. Buy 2 of them. Buy one for you and one from somebody else, y'all. Y'all do that today and be blessed, man. She got Philip Edge. We out.
Big, best in the game. If you fall, just get back up and push through all the pain.